Hey there, just finished my home theater Mac Mini Media Center and I thought that I'd show it off because it took a lot of putting together and research and looking over different components to find the right thing that worked out the best for me. So starting off over here, Pioneer receiver, got it Best Buy, and then so that I can still have Blu-rays, I've got my PS3 hooked up and I'm using a Mac Mini. And then I also have a 1 terabyte Pro drive, an external hard drive there. I've got a 50-inch Panasonic Plasma. Now my point in doing this is not to need a wireless keyboard and mouse, but as a, I guess you could say as a system administrator, I kind of need it to set things up still, so I keep it out for me. And for a remote on my iPhone, I use Remote Pro. I've seen Air Mouse and some other things, but Remote works the best for me. It just has some of the options that I prefer personally. And then there's also some amazing software called Remote Buddy. And what I did is I paired in my PS3 remote through Bluetooth with Remote Buddy, and it works great for what I need. I'll show you here. Okay, at a starting point, I just have this little dock set up that I photoshopped into my desktop background, and then I put the apps across like an actual mobile app just because I'm so familiar with that setup. Now, if I hit left and right on the remote, it goes through each application for me, and then I've mapped in the view button and the close button as my open and close. And then once I'm in the actual app, all I have to do is use this and select, and then if I want to go back, I hit the PS button. It's really simple. I'll go into Hulu and show you. This is Hulu Desktop. And it has its 10-foot interface. It works really well, and you'll see. Now the difference in Hulu is if I hit the PS button on this, it's not going to do a back because their GUI interface is set up for left and right to go back. So like if we wanted to go back, I would just hit left and it would take me back into the menu. So if I actually toggle the PS button on this, it's going to bring, I was watching Outsourced last. It's going to bring that show in and out. You can see how that works. And if I want to watch something, I just hit select, and it brings everything up. Now, if I want to quit, I can go through the menu and select quit, or I can hold down the X button, and that'll bring me back to my menu. And then go into Boxee, show you what that's like. Boxee and Plex are kind of neck and neck in running for the top spot on my home theater system, on my media system, I mean. Boxee has some things that Plex doesn't, and Plex has some things that Boxee doesn't. I prefer Boxee because it has Pandora and some connectivity to my computer that Plex doesn't exactly do as well. Here, let me find it. Okay, if I go into apps, it does Netflix really well too. Pandora is amazing on Boxee. Eventually, this goes away and it's just a screensaver. And it's perfect. If I quit that, front row, movies that are in iTunes. I don't like front row. You can't rent movies from iTunes through front row. It's really ridiculous that you can't do that. So that should be gone because there's really no point in having it up. But whenever I initially set this up, I was giving everything an equal amount of playtime. But front row's out for me. Media, I have some things that aren't wired into Plex and Boxee, like Disney cartoons and stuff that you just don't watch on a regular basis. You don't even want to thumb through. So In that case, I'll just go into this manually and select those movies on my own. If I go into Plex, Plex is really close to being my front runner that when my Mac Mini powers up, this is all you see. And especially since the Alexandria update, the Plex 9. I don't know if I said that right or not, but I know it's Plex 9. So, picture plugins, they have their own applications, they have their own music, video plugins. I was having audio sync issues with my video, and I switched the monitor input from 1080i to an actual pixel measurement like you do on a regular PC or Mac, and now everything works perfectly. Go into Revision 3. It's a internet television. It's kind of a tech show. Well, it's a tech network that has a lot of different tech shows. And there you have it.
Brought to you by
The slate syncs perfectly. In the past, it never did that until I switched my monitor settings in system preferences on the Mac. So now everything works. Let's see. Plex Online, that's where you get all your apps. You can set favorites, set your preferences so that weather and time show up correctly for you. If we go into movies, it has your actual movie library, which is coming from the external hard drive. I've actually donated to Plex. It's all freeware, but they're amazing. I mean, they do everything really well. And what it does is I just have, let's say, I have a Back to the Future movie file that I ripped from my actual DVD library. It goes in and grabs the DVD box art for me. It does all of that automatically the minute I add just the movie file to my hard drive. It displays it up here. It grabs a synopsis off of, I'm guessing, Internet Movie Database. It grabs a rating, cast information, director, writer, and all of that fun stuff. And it does it all really well, and it does it itself. And if it messes up, if it grabbed, like if this was Alice in Wonderland and it grabbed the wrong year release, like it grabbed the 50s version instead of the 2010 version, you just go into your media manager, which is on your desktop, in your taskbar across the top, and you say try again. And it'll show you all the other options and you can pick the right one. And if you don't like this visual GUI layout here, we can go to cover flow. If you don't like cover flow, you have a lot of movies and you want to be able to look through them more quickly than just one at a time. We have panel. And wall stream. Also really cool. TV shows. We'll go to all shows, and I have the the same view set up across the bottom. Now if we go into one, this is what's really cool about this. Listen up. Plays the theme music for you. Very nice. Fraggle Rock. That's right. It grabs the music itself online and then it plays for you. It just makes a really nice presentation. And the other thing I have on here is Steam, which is just my Steam is available on Mac now, so I have a lot of video games and stuff on there whenever I'm not playing that little bad boy right there. Hope you appreciate it. Let me know if you have any other questions as far as settings and everything go, because it took a while to get everything just right.